It's time for Habs at Night. Hey, everybody, I'm Rick. Welcome to Talking Habs. We get your daily fix of Blue, Blanc, Rouge, and welcome to the first ever episode of the Habs at Night podcast, where I will be breaking down the game a bit, showing you some stats from the game, and we'll be doing this after every Habs game. And also, the odd time when there's some big Habs news and stuff, we'll be doing that when there's not a Habs game. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And we're going to start right away with the game tonight. Montreal hosted the Toronto Maple Leafs in the opening game of the season, and it was a rematch from last season. And I'm not sure if it's been. I think they might have played someone else to open the season before that, but it's a rematch from last year where Montreal and Toronto went to overtime, and Toronto won the game 6-5. Montreal looking for a little bit of revenge. I want to just get my screen sharing. I want to bring to you the game stats and stuff. So just give me a second. I should have had this done. So there you go. We'll take that out. And I'll tell you, from the drop of the puck, the pace of this game was fast. And that didn't change at all for the whole game. And you could see that Coach Marty St. Louis had Montreal prepared for this game. And when this game was done, not one Hab stood out as having a bad game or an off night. And yeah, there were some mistakes made, but none were glaring or really costly or anything like that. Montreal went 0 for the preseason on the power play, but took only 7 minutes, 48 seconds into the game to get their first of the season when Cole Caulfield scored from low in the left circle on a one-timer from a beautiful pass by Slavkovsky, cross ice through the very low slot just above the crease. Caulfield made no mistake on that one, opening the scoring for the season for Montreal. The 1-0 score would hold up because of the solid defensive play. They did give up some shots, but solid defensive play, perfect PK on 4 power plays. They were more aggressive on the PK, standing up more, pushing up instead of, kind of just drifting back and sort of letting the Leafs take the play to them. So that was really nice to see. Let's see. They did give up a lot of shots, as I said, to Toronto. There were 48 total, and Monty stopped them all, setting an NHL record for most saves in a season, season opening shutout. So I'll read that better. Canadian Sam Montembeault sets NHL record for the most saves made in a season opening shutout with 47. Now that came out before they updated the shots totals, and it's actually 48 shots that he faced. So awesome job by Monty tonight. Just hopefully setting the tone for the season for not only himself, but for the team in general, and maybe, Caden Primo as well. Monty was confident. His tracking was spot on. His positioning and his quick reaction, his side-to-side movement, and his focus were all top-notch tonight. Over the last few seasons, Montreal has had a lot of trouble getting out of their own zone, as you know. It's been frustrating getting out there quickly, often getting hemmed in for long stretches of time where you got to go, like, they can't get this goddamn puck out of the zone. If tonight is any indication of how the season will go, then there's good news on the horizon, because this was not a problem tonight at all. They were able to get the puck out, for the most part, they were able to get out quickly and smoothly with 1 or 2 passes carrying the puck out. Lane Hudson was a big reason why. Hudson had 18 minutes and 22 seconds of ice time tonight. He quarterbacked the second unit on the power play, and they weren't bad at all. I guess that's a quick transition into talking about Lane Hudson. The second unit wasn't as bad as you would think by looking at who's on there, and you think, this is like dog meat. But you know what? Lane Hudson being able to be very mobile, and he made the second unit in their 30 seconds of power play look not bad, actually. So, and I think he's on that second unit just to sort of ease him in to the power play in the NHL. That's what I think. We'll see. We'll see how long he stays there, but he definitely helped it. Let's see. I said that, didn't he? Didn't I? He quarterbacked the second unit on the power play, and they weren't bad at all. I said that. The Habs had a 5-on-3 for 1 minute and 34 seconds in the second period. And Matt, who did the game with me, Matt and I both thought they should have put Hudson on the first unit, at least for that 5-on-3. Because I think they would have got a goal. They did not get a goal, obviously, but I think they would have if Hudson was there. Would have been a little bit better movement. They would have had more shots. They got one on the 5-on-3. Not just on the 5-on-3, on the other, I think it was like 30 seconds left of that other, the rest of the power play. One shot, that's not enough on a 5-on-3. So I think Hudson would have made a big difference there. Overall, Hudson created time and space for himself by zigging, zagging, twisting, and turning. He pinched in. He went behind the net in the offensive zone and tried to make plays there. And he didn't look like a rookie, like for 1 second in this game, which is basically the same thing as last season in the 2 Detroit games. He didn't look like a rookie, and that continued here. The team blocked 24 shots with Savard, Matheson, Caulfield, and Gallagher leading the way with 4 each, and Suzuki, Newhook, and Gooley had 3 each. I thought Savard had more than that, I guess, but they did a really good job tonight of blocking shots, and you can see that here. Let me just scroll down to that, and you can see the 25. Okay, so they've updated it again. It's 25 block shots to 15. That's a good difference, and I think, I think they were really good defensively. Forwards and defensemen. Let's see. They doubled up at the dot. They doubled us at the dot. You can see there, 66.7% to 33.3%. But that's, you know what? First game, I'm not going to worry about that. Hits were tied at 20 each, and it still remains that way. So that hasn't gotten updated. While it was somewhat of a physical game, lots of hits, as you see there, and a scrum here and there. I'm going to just put this down. Some mild stupidity from the Leafs' Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Also, it didn't add up to much. A lot of people were expecting an extremely physical game. I saw out there like a bloodbath tonight, and with fights everywhere, but that didn't happen. And often, and I say this a lot, when you have a game like that where there's a big buildup of hype to it's going to be very physical, hitting, fighting, blah, blah, blah. People are going to die out there. It's not going to happen. It's usually a very mild game, and these things just don't happen like that. So that's what happened tonight. And I didn't think it would be because of that. It's too hyped for the physical play. Plus, Ryan Reeves didn't want to take on Arbor Jackeye. There was a point where Jackeye sort of challenged Reeves. They sort of met up. He pushed him and then sort of waited to see if he would do anything. And Reeves just turned and skated away. And that was it. There was no more confrontation. Reeves always does that. When Jackeye is in the game, he plays like, you hardly notice him out there. When Jackeye's not in the game, he's all over the place hitting everybody. So it tells you who he is. Cole Caulfield had the only goal, as you see right there, from Slav and Kirby Dach on the power play goal. It was, I've got this to show you. So it was his 150th point in 206 games. And so that makes him the fastest Hab to 150 points since Saku Koivu. And Saku did it from 95-96 to 97-98. Saku did that also in 190 games. Cole also is the first Hab since Vinny Danfus to score in 3 straight opening night games. Cousin Vinny did that in 92-93, 93-94, and 94-95. So yeah, it's always good to give a good cousin Vinny Downfoos reference, isn't it? So the 3 stars of the game. Let's get to that. 3 stars of the game. I don't think it's hard to figure it out, right? It's a 1-0 game. The 2 goalies are going to get a star. Sam Montembeault gets the first star. Anthony Stolarz with the second star. Monty was perfect in the save percentage, and Stolarz had a 963 save percentage. And Cole Caulfield, only goal of the game, power play goal, beautiful one-timer from low in the left circle. Basically, that's in his office. That circles his office, and that's it. Deserve it of it. He had a good game overall, I thought. I saw him make a couple of hits. He took a shot. Oh, he took a shot from Oliver Ekman Larson to the neck. That wasn't called. I mean, Larson was called for giving Suzuki a gloved hand to the chin. So he got called for that. Then he went over to Caulfield and did that to him with the stick because Caulfield had checked him. Legal check, wasn't anything dirty about it. I guess he didn't like it. And I thought that you should call that. Even though the guy just took a penalty, well, you don't want to be stupid like that. Well, you're going to take a double minor. And we should have been up, should have been a double minor. But, that's me. I'm not a ref, so. All right, so how are we doing in time? All right, we're right in the time, the time frame I wanted to be in. Tomorrow night, Montreal's in Boston for the Bruins home opener. The Bruins lost to Florida 6-4 on Tuesday night. Korpisalo wasn't great. I mean, he wasn't at fault for all 6 goals because they lost 6-4. But I'd say 3 you could blame him for. So he wasn't great. If I'm Boston and I'm like, they haven't signed Swayman yet, I'm worried. But they did sign Swayman. So they're saying Jeremy Swayman could possibly be in the net tomorrow for the Bruins. He missed all of preseason. I don't know. With 2 days, he signed his deal 2 days ago, back into the fold. I don't know that you put him in net that quickly. For me, a guy that holds out, even though he didn't hold out for super long, but he missed preseason. He didn't have that preseason. Didn't have training camp. A guy like that, in my experience, often gets hurt at some point relatively early. And if he doesn't have any practice time, really, he didn't have training camp. You throw him into a game, it's going to be a pretty big game. It's a big rival, the Habs. The Habs are playing well. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I hope it's Korpisalo. Of course, right? I think Habs have a better shot to beat them with Korpisalo, but we'll see what happens with that. Definitely try, if you can, join me for the game. Doing the game like I do all 82 games. Hang out. You got to watch the game on your own. I don't show the game. But hang out with me and Matt, and we'll talk about the game while we're watching it, while you're watching it at home. And we'll have a good time. Hopefully they win. If they don't, hopefully, though, it's a good game either way. They keep it close. And there's no decision in the game till late in the game. That's always better, especially if we're losing. So hopefully you'll join me for that. 7 o'clock tomorrow night, right here on Talking Habs. And now let me know what you thought in the comment section of what I'm doing here with this podcast after every Habs game. And then probably if in a short week when there's not 4 games, I'll probably do one other night when there's some Habs news and just talk about Habs shit and stuff like that. So hopefully you'll check that out. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And that's it. That brings us to the end of episode 1 of Habs at Night. And hope you enjoyed that. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And that's it. See you tomorrow. Till then, stay safe out there. Peace out, everybody. And thanks for joining me for the first one. Have a great night, or I don't know when you're going to watch this. Ciao, everybody.